That is not what God meant when he said we need to renew our minds. It was a daily, intentional, sometimes 17 times a day process in which we are taking the lies and the interpretations and the things of this world to the very feet of the Lord, to his word, and saying, cleanse me of this so that I may think like you. Because when I think like you, I feel like you. When I feel like you, I act like you. When I act like you, actually, God-sized results show up. It's called the empowerment of the Lord, which is what we're talking about today. You're like, I thought you were talking about the power of God. That's why I'm watching. I am. I'm just trying to cleanse you so that the power of God can do in and through you what he wants to do.
Welcome to Free to Dream podcast. Join me as we dive into what truly means to dream with God as we create uninhibitedly and live unapologetically. Are you free? This is the Free to Dream podcast. Welcome to the Free to Dream podcast. My name is Julia Gentry, and it is a good day to be listening to this podcast. We have a lot in store today, so make sure you grab a pen, a piece of paper, or go digital, get your phone, your notes out, because I really believe that God is going to speak to you today and going to get all up in your business. Now, over the last couple of weeks, we have been talking about alignment and how alignment changes everything. Say it with me. Everything. Alignment changes everything. And I'm here, you're welcome, teaching you to remember in all things, align. So when something is going wrong, align. When something feels off, align. When you don't know what to do next, align. When everything is working and it's grace-filled and smooth, recognize that you are in alignment. Stay aligned. It's so simple, really. Simple, stupid, hard, which is why I'm probably going to take all season of this podcast to talk to you about what this word means. Because truth be told, it is not complex. In fact, it is very simple, stupid, hard. I don't know what it is about God giving me simple, stupid, hard words. He seems to give me one word and then it blows my mind. He gets after my heart. Then I start to teach it. And then I realize, oh my God, so is it so hard? But the beauty of it is hard is not bad. And in fact, it is refining. It is convicting. And quite honestly, it's very revealing. And it's ultimately truly the season that I believe not only are we in, but I think the church, and I would say the world. I'm like, well, how do you know that? That feels like a very bold statement. Well, here's what I've learned is that when systems seem to fall, people seem to fall, and you feel like you're spinning in the midst of it all, I would like to propose that this is a global alignment happening. So about 4 years ago, I think it was a global awakening, and now we are in a global aligning. So I am here with you week after week, ensuring that you understand what it is and releasing this message until God gives me a new one. So there's that alignment. Now, that being said, these are the deep waters. I have this podcast because I love the deep waters. Anything on YouTube in 11 minutes with the algorithm, I can't. I cannot do it. I am going to be here teaching you why we align and actually how to align. But truth be told, we are also going through this framework that God's given me. And I am still in step 1 of step 7. I think we're on like 4 weeks of step 1. So this is probably going to take me a while. But if you do want the entire framework in more than 7 months, you want it in 15 minutes, make sure that you click on the link below where I give you full access to the entire 7 steps so you can have a higher understanding of what the heck I'm talking about. But once you do that, please don't stay in the shallow waters. Please continue to join me here in the deep waters of what God's doing, because here we're going to become the word. I don't want you just to be hearers of the word. I want you to be doers of the word, and come to find out the gap in between hearing and doing is becoming. That you can actually receive the word that God's given you, and that you don't just shoot straight into doing, but you absorb it, you marinate on it, you become it so that your response is doing. That's what we're doing here.
We are going to make sure you become, because I don't want you just to be aligned one day of the month. I want you to live aligned as a lifestyle. Now, that being said, you're like, hi, I'm new to the show. I don't know who you are. Wow. Like, oh my gosh. Well, let me back up just a minute so that you understand what is alignment and what is it not. Alignment is not balance. Alignment is not manipulating God's word to get what you want. Alignment is a complete agreement with the Lord. It's a lifestyle that says, if he said it, I believe it. It's his words abiding in me and me abiding in him, John 15. It's complete dependency on him, of mind, heart, body, spirit, soul, the whole enchilada. It's me actually coming into this divine order with him as my God and me in response to that. So that's what it means to be in alignment. And when things get spinning, when things get a little shaky, I would like to propose that those are generally signs that you're out of alignment. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. This is not a shame, blame, guilt show. This is to remind you that, oh man, there are some signs that if we pay attention to, we can reap the benefit of the fullness of God's word in the midst of the very broken world that we're in. Now, that being said, we've been studying step 1 of this 7-step process, which is breath, and how the very breath in our bodies giving us lungs is from God and God alone, which is also the wind, right, beneath our wings. It is the beautiful breath and wind of God that cannot do that causes us to do what we can't do on our own. It's what caused the Red Sea to part. It's what brought Jericho's walls down. It's what caused the dry bones to come to life again. That is the wind of God. So we're talking about not just our physical breath, which is so powerful, but it's this ruach breath, this ruach wind of God. Though, if you're like, what? I know. Go listen to the last couple episodes. That's exactly what we talk about. I actually break those down. Today, we're going to talk about that final piece of the ruach breath of God, which is the power of God. That's what we're going to do today. So, last week's episode, we were unpacking this concept around hiding and the tendency we all have to hide who we really are. And we tend to hide who we really are behind culture, behind societal norms, behind shame and guilt, behind addictions, titles, success, fear, you name it. Like, we all do that. And so I'm going to spend a few minutes just kind of going back into what we talked about last week, and then how the power of God, thank the Lord, shows up on our behalf. So we don't have to hide anymore. Because we all need more power of God, and all of us need to not hide anymore. We all know that we want more of his power. We crave it. We want power. We want his power. And the problem is, because of our desire to have more power, if we're not careful, we chase the wrong things. We don't want more things of this world. We don't want just more money in our bank. We don't want more likes on social media. We don't want more status, more titles. We want more of him. We want to see the impossible actually become possible. We want to see mountains move because of our faith. We want to fast and pray for heaven to invade earth and it to happen. But what if our hiding doesn't help? Right? Truth be told, it doesn't. Maybe you can relate. So here's my first question for you today. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? We all do it. Truth be told, we all do. But the reality is, I don't really care about why everybody else hides. I care about why you hide. So let me ask you again, why are you hiding? Recognizing the tendency that you're hiding is step 1. Understanding why you do it is step 2. Now, let me talk a little bit about why we hide. Generally speaking, we hide to avoid pain. We hide because of the insecurity, shame, guilt that we feel. We hide because of things that have happened to us in our past. We hide because